certainly no secret that home ownership is the pathway to building wealth in America. But what's hard in the Bay Area is even harder for some.
And tonight, a look at the growing inequity in home ownership rates in the Bay Area. ABC 7 News race and culture reporter Julian Glover has the story of a Marin couple who almost got cheated out of $500,000.
You know, I mean, it was work, but it was exciting.
Paul and his wife, Tanisha Austin, felt like they captured a slice of the American dream in 2016 when they purchased their first home together, this original Marin City pole home. But it wasn't without challenges.
As soon as, like, a house came on the market, you go in, you put your bid in, and then you get outbidded by, like, 100,000 or more rather quickly. And that can be, you know, a little bit depressing.
They bought the home off market from another black family hoping to make homeownership a reality for a young black couple. After moving into the home built in the 1960s, the Austins staged major renovations, adding an entire floor and more than 1,000 square feet of space, along with a deck, new floors, a fireplace, and new appliances. Then they got it appraised.
I read the appraisal. I looked at the number. I was like, this is unbelievable.
The family tells me the appraiser was an older white woman, and they are convinced race was a factor. The home appraised for $989,000, just $100,000 more than the Austins got it appraised for before they started the work, despite $400,000 in renovations.
It was like, you know, it was a slap in the face.
The Austins immediately called their lender and pushed back. After a month of escalating their complaints, they were approved for a second appraisal. When the date came, they got creative.
We had a conversation with one of our white friends, and she was like, no problem, I'll be Tanisha. I'll bring over some pictures of my family. She made our home look like it belonged to her.
And it worked.
So it appraised for 1.482, which was 50% more than what it appraised for by a couple weeks prior.
Almost $500,000 more.
The Austins were outraged and believe this is another ugly result of larger systemic issues.
There are implications of the ability to create generational wealth or pass things on if our house is appraised for 50% less than what is valued at.
We know discrimination is in nearly every aspect of the home buying process, and really we need to be addressing it as an industry.
Discrimination in the housing market comes in many forms. It has a long history in our country and in the Bay Area, leading to alarmingly low rates of black Americans owning their own home. Black home ownership lags across the country, with less than half, only 44% of black Americans owning their own home in 2020. Compare that to 74% for white Americans. Looking at the Golden State, just 34% of black Californians own a home. In the Bay Area, those numbers are even lower. Just 33% of black San Francisco residents own a home, compared to 61% of white San Franciscans. The numbers are more drastic in San Jose, with a black home ownership rate of 31% and a white home ownership rate of 65%, more than double. Why are we seeing such a great disparity?
There's still problems in the housing industry of black people being steered away from white neighborhoods, even though that is technically illegal, or black people not having the same access to mortgages that white people have.
According to the National Association of Realtors, black applicants are rejected for mortgage loans at rates 3 times higher than that of white applicants. Another factor suppressing black home ownership.
African Americans have nearly double the amount of student loan debt than we see for white home buyers. So that's just one of the many hurdles that African American home buyers are really strapped with and holds back their buying power.
And the pandemic has made things worse. The representative from NAR stressed closing the home ownership gap is essential to closing the wealth gap in our country. That having equity in housing and access to affordable homes must be the central focus. The Austins agree.
If we are aware that implicit bias exists in other systems, police, school, why wouldn't they also exist in the housing market? And then what can we do to, fix that?
There could be help on the way in the form of 2 Biden administration proposals. The first would extend $15,000 in down payment assistance for first-time home buyers. The other, a $100 billion fund to update existing and create new affordable housing. Covering race, culture, and social justice, Julian Glover, ABC 7 News.